Hi everyone, it's Rob Mazak here. I am a psychic medium and I do a lot of really cool services, all that really cool metaphysical stuff, but not really here to talk about that per se. And I usually do my podcasts with just my voice. And my wife the other day told me that I probably should consider doing video. So we're going to give it a try. Maybe not, the best one the first time around, but we're going to give it a go. So what I usually do is I start my podcast with just an idea or some ideas and just kind of roll with it and see where it goes. And so tonight I wanted to talk about this, I guess, weird space that I find myself in. And I've talked about this periodically on some of my other podcasts, but it's those times in life where you feel like, I don't know if stuck's the right word, but it seems like for some reason there's this pause or this lull that feels really strange. I don't know if uncomfortable is the right word, but as a psychic and a medium, I'm used to being very connected and getting messages and information from the other side, right? And you can call that source whatever you like. I work with spirit guides and primarily, but everybody has their own idea about that. And it seems like that during much of the meditation I've had over the last even almost couple weeks now, the information that usually flows in really cool and very pronounced and very detailed has been kind of lacking. And it's almost like sometimes you feel like, hey, did I all of a sudden lose the connection? Did the phone line get disconnected? And that would not be very fun for me actually, because I really enjoy getting information from outside of myself that there's no way I could possibly know otherwise. And it is a really cool phenomenon. But it is a space that I have seen many times in my life, especially since I've really tapped into my connection with the spirit world, where there are times when connection really just doesn't work. And we're, seeking information, we're looking for direction, we're looking for new information, new ideas, something we don't already know, something we haven't already seen. And it is very disheartening when that stuff's just not flowing, right? And it's very difficult for someone who is very connected to feel disconnected. Now, I know that happens in relationships in a lot of different ways in our life, feeling disconnected, but in this respect, it is very, I guess disturbing is not the right word to use, but I guess disheartening is probably the best word. And it makes me feel like that there's a reason for it. And I know there's a reason for it. There's always a reason for everything, of course. And I don't think most people would discount that. Most things that happen in our life, or actually everything that happens in our life, is for a reason, whether we've created that or it's been created for us. There's always something behind the scenes that is driving that particular event or that idea or that thing in our life that just seems to come out of nowhere. But when connection starts to dim away, it's almost like you begin to feel like, I hate to say the word, but your purpose is waning a little bit. It's like, this is what I do, and it's not working the same for me for some reason the last couple weeks, like it works when I connect for other people. And so it's not like the connection is not there, but for some reason it's not happening as robustly for me. And I did do some really long meditation tonight, and I was just, I guess, determined is a good way to put it. Going into meditation very determined is almost like a backwards way of doing things. In a way, thinking you should force a message. But I did go into it and dedicated a lot of time to it tonight. Put on my headphones and put on the appropriate type of music that I use, which is generally music that's not recognizable. It's just kind of this weird space music or, you know, Oriental type music or something that's not like a tune that I'm going to follow. So I did that for a long time. And what I discovered in there, I didn't get a lot of messages per se, but I did get a very clear short message was that there is a reason for your lull or for your pause and connecting or the connection for you. It is because this is a time that you need to learn to relax, go within, and not always rely on information from the outside. The message also kind of continued in a way that it's like you have received so much robust information. You've received a lot of guidance. You've received a lot of tools. You've received a lot of gifts. So now it's really time to use them. And that's also kind of a frustrating part. Not to really talk about business, but I really love to help people with these gifts that I've been granted. Yes, it's a business, but it's an energy exchange, right? It's just the way the universe works. And it has been very, very slow in that department. And it is very strange. It's not like I don't have the abilities or the ideas and the experiences and all the stuff that's been taught to me through meditation over the last, gosh, almost 12 years now. And wow, it seems like a really long time, but it seems like a very short time too. But anyway, it it's not like I'm not set and I don't have what it takes to do it. But for some reason, people are not seeking me out. I advertise like everybody else. I put out a lot of these things, podcasts. I put out a lot of ideas and sharing my experiences in the hopes that I can help people. Uh, but it seems like people have not been necessarily streaming my way. I'm not whining. I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is that I thrive on helping people. And people that are in front of me or by video or however, there's a lot of ways to work with people. Across consciousness, there are a lot of different ways. I've done a lot of things across distances that are just as effective as doing it in person. But actually working one-on-one with someone is just absolutely amazing. And my idea of what I would love to do all the time, full time, if that's how I could earn my living, right? And so I have a regular job, of course, so, chasing a dream is a very interesting thing. A dream to help everybody and still make a living doing it is great, but you can't live on love alone, right? You still got to have money coming in. So chasing a dream a lot of times requires sacrifice. You have to have a regular job. You have to do a lot of different things to chase dreams. Dreams should never go away, right? But I even went to a metaphysical gathering yesterday, and I was very uh, forward about the fact that I really wanted to manifest or put out that this is something that have been seeking, and uh, and that I even explained. Sorry, my video is doing something weird. There it is. Okay, there I am. Sorry about that. But in this meeting, this metaphysical gathering, we started by talking, introducing ourselves, and what we would like to get out of the night. And one of the things I talked about was very straightforward about it was, hey, I love to help people, and people are not coming my way. What is it that's blocking me? What is it that's stopping me? What is it that's keeping me from uh, anointing other people? Because you can't anoint people if they're not around. And And so anyway, I left it alone and we went through the night. And one of the things that came through in the initial meditation that was led by the group leader, the one who organized the group, was a piece of that was talking about what most people call like soul retrieval, going out and gathering back the energy that has left us, the the things or parts of us that we have left in various places along our life path, and we are simply missing those things. And it really struck me that, maybe that is exactly what I need to be doing, is that yes, I love to help other people, and I've helped myself tremendously over the years, but we're never a finished product, right? And so being reminded in meditation that I'm not a finished product tonight and last night, that perhaps some of my product is missing some pieces that I need to go back and retrieve. And that's part of what I did in my meditation tonight. And it was really interesting, very powerful actually, because I don't even know how to describe it. It was like I was pulling in things that were left along my life path, and it's like it could literally feel it reintegrating. And I don't, some of these things are so hard to describe. I don't even know how that goes, right? And the other thing that I have always known, but I have to be reminded of course, is simple things like this. I found this on, sorry, I'm going to read this, so I'm going to look a little bit to your left. Oh, I found this post on Facebook in a new group that I was invited to. And it really made me, or reminded me, that forcing or trying to create opportunities and bring people in to help has to be divine timing. You cannot help people that are not willing to help themselves. Bottom line. You can't help somebody that's an alcoholic get clean until they're ready. If you try to force it, it will never work. I mean, I wouldn't say never, but generally will not work, right? So let me read this to you. I'm going to look a little bit off. Sorry. This quote goes like this: whoever tries to help a butterfly come out of its cocoon kills it. Whoever attempts to help a bud emerge from the seed destroys it. Whoever tries to awaken consciousness in someone who is not ready confuses him. There are certain things that cannot be helped. They must happen from the inside out. So when you really need, or anyone needs, in this case me, needs a reminder or guidance as to why you feel kind of stuck, why you feel in this little lull, and not moving forward, not moving backward, nothing amazing going on, just life, and when you're so used to being really robust, you simply need to ask questions. You just need to ask questions, and you will get your answers. I mean, it is that simple. And it may not be as elaborate or glorious as you're used to. Sometimes it comes through in something your wife reminds you of, right? Or a friend does, or a post does, or something in meditation. But you got to remember that everything that happens in life, really is there, intended for you to learn from, to guide you, to help you along your path, right? I even mentioned this to my wife the other night about the same dilemma. It's like, I really want to help more people, and I would really love to do this as my livelihood and not have to do a regular job. So she reminded me that I'm probably not setting up my space, my feng shui, and setting the intention like I should. And in other words, feng shui is like, I'm not a master of it, but it's an idea that you take a part or parts of your house and set it up and in a way to manifest or to create abundance or whatever it is you want in your life, right? And based on where you put that in your space, it represents what part of your life it's going to help you gain abundance in. And my understanding from, like I said, I'm speaking generally because I'm not an expert on it, but the back left corner of your residence or your property is the ideal place to put your, like your abundance setup, I guess. Like at my house, in the back left corner of my house, we have, salt lamps, candles, your little altar, I guess you'd say, right? Um, blank checks that you wrote, $1 million or intentions and incense and all these kind of things, basically so that you are creating that space in the place you reside in that's always going to influence your energetic movement forward in life. I think I said that right. That's very difficult to describe. I guess I thought I could describe feng shui, but feng shui, you have to look it up. I don't even know how to spell it. But it is a way of creating energy, deliberate energy within your space that you reside in or you work in or hang out the most. In my case, I live in an RV on the camp that I work on. You can see the old brown t-shirt, military type person. And, during the week, I stay in the RV. I live in a different town. So I go home on the weekends and whenever I'm not working. But in the RV, I don't really have that set up. And, as much as it sounds like my wife is complaining about it, giving me the right? She's right because I have not set that intention. And so that is an important part of moving forward in life or getting things that you want is figuring out what it is you want. You really got to know what it is you want. What is the direction you want your life to take? Does it have to be the ultimate destination? No, it doesn't. Because, I'm 65 and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Yeah, you get my point. I mean, I do, but most people have no clue what they want. So how can you get what you want or be satisfied with your life as it is if you don't know what it's supposed to look like or what you would like it to look like? That is the first step in manifesting or bringing or creating things in your life is setting the intention of very detailed desires or an end goal. It doesn't have to be the end goal. Now there are people that do that and they spend their whole life chasing a one idea or one vision, right? I personally am not a really good at that. That's not my strength. I like goals that are just down the road that I can reach, and then I want to conquer another hill. So everybody has their own way of deciding what it is they want. But I ask many of my clients, especially when I first meet them, if I give you a card, a credit card, say this credit card is from God or whomever you think is the source. And with this card, you can have anything you want. Nothing will fail. Everything you want or order with this card or use this card will come true and you will be able to create anything in your life. What would that look like? I'd say at least 90% or better have no clue what they would do with that card. I mean, it's crazy that we go through life putting energy towards a target that is not there. Sure, you can have goals at work. I mean, there's all kinds of mini goals and little ideas, but what is it that will create, I dare not say happiness, but contentment in your life? What is it that will bring the most joy to your life that you would do it for free if you could? And of course, you would want to make a living doing it because then, you didn't have to work per se. Because if you love what you do, you're not really working, right? And so you have to set that clear intention. We're all guilty of it. And the other problem that I'm guilty of as well, and most of us are, is we we set an intention. We go for a goal. I'm going to lose 15 pounds. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Right? But we keep changing our mind. So if, for example, your intentions were going out to God or an angel guide or a spirit guide or those that guide you, right, outside of us, and you kept changing the message, do you think they might be confused or realize you're not dedicated enough when you ask for something that they're going to give it to you? I mean, think about that. I mean, if you raise kids, right, and they ask you every day for something different, you know, you're going to realize that they're very undecided and they don't know what they want. So why are you going to spend energy giving them something new, different every day? I think it's the same idea, right? And so this kind of comes down to that idea of the lull I was talking about. Perhaps I'm at that point in my life, and many of you guys may feel the same, where you're not unhappy with life. I love the work I do. I mean, it's awesome and it's changing all the time. It's unpredictable. It's very challenging all the time. Makes me think, keeps me on my toes, and I make decent money doing it. But the thing is, what is it that I would love to do that I would do for free if I could? And that would be exactly what I'm talking about. Having people come into my office, my place of business, I guess you'd say, where I could help them get to the places and through the things that I have experience getting through. Meet people in crisis and help them walk through that. Help them realize that they're normal. Help them process through that and get going on their own life. Right? I would do that every day if I had my little credit card, right? Can I still do that? Sure, I've tried it. I have gone all the way, gotten offices, dedicated everything to it, went into debt trying to get there, quit all my work, and it didn't work out like I thought. Not saying that it couldn't have, but it perhaps was the wrong time. Once again, is this lull because I am being told to relax and sit in waiting because something that's going to change my direction is coming my way, that I need to be unconcerned about what that looks like and allow it to happen. It is very difficult to allow others to influence our life, whether they're humans or spirits or gods or ascended masters or whatever, without us feeling like we have choices, that we are part of the equation. We would like to think we are in charge, but we're really not. Our minds basically create our life from experiences and pieces and senses that come in this little 3 pound thing of flesh, and it creates a reality for us, right? And there's delays in the processing sometimes. Decisions are made up to 7 seconds uh, the lower parts of our subconscious or unconscious before our conscious mind thinks it makes the decision when it's already been made. So are we really in charge? I don't know. Are we just here for an experience? Am I in this lull because I'm supposed to be in this lull because that's programmed for my life? There's a lot of more questions here than answers, right? But I want to challenge you guys, though, and also help you realize that it's okay that sometimes things are not as robust and glorious as you are used to. There are always times in life where things feel boring, dull, out of place, not syncing, not aligning. It's okay, right? It does happen because the times when they're not that way outweigh the times that are the lull spots. I say that because some of the meditations and the journeys I've been on and the things I've been able to do through my connection with spirit, it's just been absolutely amazing. I could never prove it to anybody. Uh, what I've seen, what I've experienced, what I've been given, but that's okay. It's my truth, and that's what's important for me, not for you. You have your own truth, but we have to, I think, move a little bit more purposely through life. Because if we don't know where we're going, we may not like where we end up. Imagine being on your deathbed and, and realizing that you just simply wandered through life. You just did what everybody else did and got what everybody else got, and you did not really leave a serious mark on this planet or this place. I think that would be a lot more discouraging, at least to me, than the death process itself. Realizing that you have not done as much as you could have, or should have, or ought to have. I said that many ways, right? We really need to align ourselves to something. Like the old saying goes, right? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, which is very true. And in our modern age today, let's just face it, all the social media, all the AI, all the fake news, all the things that are coming streaming across our devices, so much of that is generated and completely false. And even if it's not, it's designed to keep us discombobulated and unorganized and unfocused. I'm not saying put it down, don't ever look at it. I'm not saying that. I think it's just that being aware that your external reality is driving who you are and what you allow into your consciousness. Music, art, surroundings, everything has energy. People, what you eat, what you do, what you drink, what you watch on TV, all of that programs your life. And a lot of that is being done outside of your permission in many ways. We have to get a handle on not just what we want. We've talked about that. It is very important to know what we want, but we also need to know what we don't want and where we draw the line, where our boundaries are, what we are not going to do. Not just what we want, but what we're going to give up to get what we want. Because it's one thing to say, I want to be whatever, a professional soccer player. Soccer's my thing. And at the same time, you're going out on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, drinking with the boys, watching football all day on Sunday, right? Streaming Netflix videos. Where's your time going? Your intention is not matching your action. They have to match, right? You have to set the intention, the want, the desire, and then you have to put work towards it. Like the other old saying goes, the only time that success comes before work is in the dictionary. Duh, right? You can sit on the couch all day long and manifest or try to manifest things in your life. But if you don't put any work towards it, are you really going to get there? It could happen. It's been known to happen. It's happened to me before. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not likely, right? Now, I'm not here to propose that Christianity is the only religion out there, but it's what I know best as far as the religions of the world. And, I use this example a lot. So when Jesus went to heal people, as it's written, he never just walked up and healed somebody. He always asked them what it was they desired. So that tells me in this same scenario I'm laying out, that the powers that be, however you look at that, God, source, external energy, or beings outside of us, we'll use God for now, right? They want to know where your faith is. They want to know what you want. They will meet you halfway, in my opinion, if you have a clear enough intention and you don't change your mind and you're willing to do the work, right? So we really need to get busy. We need to live our life on purpose. And let's just face it, if you look at the way the world is going now, all the wars everywhere, United States is bombing here, bombing there, everybody's bombing, everybody's blowing everybody up. It doesn't take much to see that our world is about to change greatly. And if we don't take charge of ourselves before this process really starts to roll, we're going to be a lot easier to pick off, so to speak, right? Easier to influence. Will we have choices? Maybe, maybe not. But the point is that now is the time. I'm not prophesying anything. I'm not saying that World War III is coming. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just look around you and you can see things are changing drastically. We all feel the conscious shift going on as well. Whatever you like to call it, the Great Awakening, the waking up, there's a lot of names for it. But we have not seen this type of ascension or energetic shift or change in a very, very long time on this planet or this place we call home. It's been a very long time, as it's written in our history books, so to speak. This is the time to really, really dig in and learn who you are, what you want, and go after it, claim it, manifest it, realize it, and live a full life. Go to the grave completely empty. Tank should be empty. There should not be any reserves. You should completely live out your life and do everything you can, experience everything you can, because once again, you are here not by accident. A few facts here. The science community says that even to be born, the likelihood of becoming a human being on this planet is 400 trillion to 1. That is the odds. That's a big number. That's a huge, huge number, right? And the chances of you being you is even astronomically higher. The father's sperm carries 80 trillion genetic possibilities, meeting the mother's egg with similar amounts of genetic possibilities. 80 trillion against 80 trillion against 400 trillion odds to be born. The chances of you ever being there ever being another you is almost impossible. So you are unique, you are special, you are here for a reason, by design, not by accident. So let's live our life as if we are here on purpose. All right, I am going to close out. If you would like to see what I do and what I offer and other podcast ideas and things like that, I do have a website you can go to. It's lifebymazak.com, lifebymazak.com. I love to work with people, as I've mentioned a lot throughout this podcast. And when I work with people, I also become a better person. I learn from people, people learn from me, we all learn. It's just a wonderful thing, right? So I really, really look forward to hearing from you. I really look forward to working with you. Namaste, stay strong, and live your life.